everyone, it's Dana here with Love Solo Flowers, and we are going to do a light night tutorial. So we know it's on the later side, but I've been running around like crazy, but I am here now and we are going to do a fun hair piece tonight. If you are in our group, I just got done doing a video to talk a little bit about flower stock and shipments. And so if you head over to our group, if you want to hear that, it's facebook.com/groups/lovesolaflowers. And we are having a sale right now. And this is our biggest sale of the year. It is a Black Friday sale. And we are going to be doing that through Thursday. Let me just grab one thing. Sorry, making sure I got all my stuff set up here. I got my phone plugged in and we're good. So, the Black Friday sale, it's going on through Thursday, and it is up to 80% off. Hi, Tina. It is up to 80% off. That means not everything is 80% off. It is between 50% and 80%, I believe, is the majority of the items. So check out what we've got going on there. Again, the website is lovesolaflowers.com. I know. Well, I was just in the group, like I said. I did a little video on shipments. And so again, if you're not in that group, it's facebook.com/groups/lovesolaflowers. But we are having the Black Friday sale, which is again one of our biggest sales. It's only till Thursday and it's limited supplies. So if you need something, go grab it because this is not going to last forever. It's limited supplies and it's only lasting a couple days here, but we are going to keep having sales. We are looking to restock most of our sold out items within the next few weeks. We're hoping by the middle of December, we'll have most of our stock ready to go on our website. So again, our website is lovesolaflowers.com, and the sale is amazing and it's exciting. And I'm actually going to be doing a hair piece today. And I'm going to see if I can show it to you in my own head, but it's going to be black and then it's going to kind of match everything. So we'll see. Hey, Callie. So I want to show you how to do a headpiece. We are making a fancy fascinator. Okay, so if you don't know what a fascinator is, it's kind of, I think it's like an English thing I don't know about that. But what I know about it is, it's usually a headpiece that goes on the side of your head, and it is kind of eccentric. Sometimes it's got like, you know, those big old, what do you call those, like kind of like bow looking things, but it can be a lot of different things, but I thought it would be fun to do for two reasons. First of all, it gives you the basics of how to do a hair comb anyway, which you can do all the time. But I'm going to do something kind of fun and fancy because it's the holidays coming, and I thought maybe some of you would want to know what to do for some holiday outfits with a fun kind of fancy headpiece. And of course, you can do them for your wedding too. Yay, Tracy. We've got lots of videos on dyeing and all the basics there, Tracy, on our Facebook page. But we also have a YouTube channel, so anyone who doesn't follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel, go ahead and go do that, because you can search there, where Facebook had a glitch and doesn't let us label our videos anymore, so it's kind of hard to search. So if you do it through YouTube and you subscribe there, you can go to our channel and see all of our videos. And we have a bunch of things, from the basics to a little bit more complicated. And then of course our group is where we discuss kind of details on how to do things, what works best for everyone. So I'm going to do this on a comb. This is a metal comb. Hi, Kim. And it's going to be a black and metallic feather fascinator. I labeled the video just headpiece because I'm not sure if everyone always knows what a fascinator is, but I've got a metal hair comb, so that's what it's going to be on. And I'm going to start my headpiece by making sure that we have something on our little metal thing that everything can stick to, okay? Because that's really important. Everyone always asks me, how do you make these huge headpieces and it not just fall apart? I'm showing you all the tricks here today, so don't tell anyone else. Let's keep it our little secret. So I'm going to put a piece of lace actually on it. So I'm going to just cut, because I'm doing black, I picked this black lace just in case it peeks through on one side. It's not a big deal. But you can do any type of cloth or ribbon. You do not need to do it doesn't need to be lace. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my comb with some hot glue first, and then I'm going to lay my lace down on that side. Again, you can do twine, you can do burlap, you can do whatever kind of fabric, but the point is, if you have fabric on your comb, it'll stick really well, and then all of your items can stick to the fabric, because if you work with hot glue, you know that when you hot glue pieces of fabric, the hot glue absorbs into the fibers and it actually holds it pretty tight. It is very hard to actually separate it sometimes once you have hot glue on fabric. So I'm just going to cut this, trim this down. Actually, I might make a second layer. I'm going to make a second layer just to make it a little thicker. So I'm using black lace just in case you happen to see it on one side. It matches what I'm making tonight. Again, if you're going to holiday parties, that would be cool. If you're going to holiday parties and you wear a little fancy hair clip, sometimes, you know, they get dressed up and it's kind of fun. I'm going to do something like that. Also good for things like photo shoots, as well as wedding hair pieces, of course, can get a little more elaborate than the regular kind of just hair comb. So this is going to be kind of fancy. It's going to be feathers and metallics. Hey, Trisha. Yeah, you know, sometimes these late night ones are not such a bad idea because everyone's going crazy after school sometimes. And by the time you cook dinner and you get your kids settled down, you don't get to catch our videos if it's earlier. So, you know, I'm hoping this time works for some of you. But you could be watching it on the replay too, because we save all of our videos that you can check out at any time. And you don't have to be super neat about this. Just going to cover it. Again, trying to glue a sola flower directly onto metal that has holes and everything else is just sometimes a mess. So what you do is if you line your metal clip or plastic clip, if you want to use plastic, you can use plastic, with some type of fabric so that the glue absorbs into it. And this is the key, my key to making big headpieces out of little starters. The weather is actually very good right now. So New Jersey has been having crazy things with hail and craziness, but we're good for now. So hopefully it stays good for the rest of the night. Well, that's good, Trisha. But sometimes lives are fun because then you can ask questions and things like that. But let me just show you again. It doesn't look necessarily neat or anything, but I have secured some fabric on the top, and that is what everything is going to get glued to. Now, just like every other thing we create, you always have to make a base first. So before you start just putting flowers on. So I'm going to be getting, hi Elsie, my feathers, which are going to be a mess, I can see already. But I'm going to get my feathers trimmed down a little bit here. And I'm going to make a feather fascinator, if you're just tuning in. And it's going to be super duper kind of fun and fancy. Again, it's for holiday parties. Again, if you're going to not do black, you could do these for your wedding if you're wanting something a little bit bigger to do. If you're just joining us now again, we are having our Black Friday sale, which is up to 80% off. There are a lot of things that are out of stock, but we are hoping to stock those by the middle of December. But the sale is still great, and we still have some really great flowers. So don't be disappointed if you see out of stock, because we are refilling it. We're just waiting for our delayed shipments, and they should be here any day. And we're hoping to get our website, you know, fully stocked by December. But don't despair. There's really good sales on really good flowers that are still there, and we will still have sales once the flowers are back in stock. So don't get worried, but we did still want to give you a Black Friday sale. So let me see which way. It'll be on this side of my head. Okay, so I just figured out what side of my head I want it kind of facing forward at. But I have my fabric on my metal thing, and now I'm going to attach my feathers. This is where you're going to attach any of your greenery, okay? So you're going to put it right onto the fabric that you've secured onto your metal clip. And these are just black ostrich feathers, because I wanted to be a little extra with this hair clip. This hair clip is actually going to be in a photo shoot for someone who's turning, I believe, 30, her 30th birthday party, and she wanted something kind of extra fancy. So I'm going to put my flowers down. I always work, I'm going to hold it up for you close too. I always work on one side first, and again, key is to wrapping your comb. But I always work on one side first, and then I move across that way. So I'm going to make a base, and I'm going to use these feathers to create a fun headpiece. I've got some metallic flowers, and I've also got a tip on some of those curled roses and how I actually keep the edges curled. And it's not something that most people talk about, and it's hard to explain when I write it. So I'm going to show you what I do with curled petals on the flowers. Okay, I just want it to dry before I move it. Okay, again, if you're just joining us now, our Black Friday sale is only till Thursday. It is while supplies last, and it is on lovesoloflowers.com. And there are still some really beautiful flowers on there in both skin and raw, and so check that out as well. Okay, so now I've got like, okay, so again, this is like a little, my glue is sticking to it. This is a little extra. I'll put it on my head, whatever. I'll put it where it's supposed to go in a few minutes. But it's hard for me to turn my head and do the video at the same time. So I'm going to add my greenery now, which is actually gold greenery. So this one is going to be metallics and black. So I'm going to add these gold fern. Obviously they're not real. And now I'm going to work from my center point. Now, centering doesn't mean, I don't mean the actual center of my comb necessarily, but where I have both my sides meeting. Okay, so I've got these going this way, this going this way, so I'm putting my gold stuff right where they meet in the center. And I'm going to just create a base for my flowers. And then we're going to add some more feathers at the end too. So you don't always have to do, I know a lot of people think of wood flowers as rustic, you know, that kind of style, but you can go elegant, you can go crazy, you can do metallics, you can do jewels, you can do fancy. So try to get your, you know, mindset in the fact that these are really versatile. This, the fake greenery is, I bought it on Amazon. I think I just typed in gold fern. So, and I'm gonna put one more, and then we're gonna put our flowers down. So again, always making a base first, and then we add our flowers, and then we go back in and add any other types of fillers that we need to make it finish. So again, I think on Amazon, I just typed in gold fern. The first one I ordered actually was a pain. It kept saying that it was delayed, but it finally got here. So, and they're good. Oh, good. Yeah, I used the big box of glue sticks from Amazon as well. I think a lot of us are shopping on Amazon because stores are not very full. So again, a lot of the supplies you're seeing me use are Amazon. So let me just show you something. I'm going to put this to the side for a second while it dries. And I want to show you something I do with roses. Okay, so this was an infinity rose. And as you can see, they're curled really tight. And as you can see, I dyed this one. Actually, it's pearl. I know it just looks raw, but it's actually got a shimmer on it. It's pearlized and it's dyed. And as you can see, it starts to uncurl. So some roses, if they're curled on the edges, will start to uncurl when they're wet. So when you dye them, when they dry, they sometimes, I've got ribs, sometimes will uncurl, right? So some people have tricks about putting it into muffin tins. Some people put it into solo cups, whatever. Everyone has a little different trick. But this is what I do. I let my flower, again, I use glycerin, so my petals are nice and soft. I don't use a ton of glycerin, but I use a little drop in my paint. And so my petals are still flexible once they're dry. This flower was dyed months and months and months ago, so this is still, see how it stays flexible, so I'm not worried about how long it takes me to get to it. And what I do, this is what I do with all my roses that are supposed to be curled. I let them uncurl, and then what I do is I put a drop of hot glue underneath the petals that uncurled, and I literally just roll them back into the glue, and they'll never uncurl then because they are glued like that forever. So I'm just gonna go across the edge of the petals and roll it into the hot glue. Okay, so if you want to just let your flowers uncurl while you dye instead of trying to figure out how to put them upside down and do all this other stuff, then just know if you've used glycerin and you've got flexible petals that you can do it afterwards and you're not gonna have to worry about it. So I've got that one done. And then I'm just gonna go around the edges of all the petals that have come uncurled. And again, now that they're in the hot glue, they won't ever uncurl again. So that is just the trick that I do. I don't spend time trying to figure out how to place them on a sheet or something like that. To me, this is just faster and easier to just let them do their thing and then fix them up afterwards. So I always have a band-aid on my hand. If you ever watch me, yesterday I literally was cutting something with a scissor and I just cut a chunk of my finger out. I am like the clumsiest person around, so I'm sorry that you have to look at this big old bandage on my finger while I'm doing this. It's not pretty. I won't be one that ever has a manicure because I can't get my act together with my fingers, but so I apologize for all my creepy band-aids every time you guys are watching these videos. But I got one more petal to curl over, and then we'll start putting this together. But I like this trick because, like I said, you don't have to worry about them ever opening up again. And then there's that. I see that there are some more people joining us. LoveSoloFlowers.com is our website, and we are having a Black Friday sale right now. The sale is up to 80% off. It goes till Thursday, and I feel like I just want to pluck this petal out. It goes till Thursday, and it's while supplies last. The things that are out of stock, we plan on trying to get them refilled by the middle of December. We are just waiting for our shipments. And then we're back to normal, okay? Again, it's hard for me to kind of do it right now because I got this silly old band-aid on, but I curled all my edges back, and now we can move on. You see, I'm gonna just cut my finger off again, literally the one that I've already did. Okay, so this guy is dry. I'm just gonna show you a little bit what I've got so far. So if you can see, I've got feather things going on both directions. So I like my combs to not just go facing one way. I like them, the glue blobs stick in this feather. I like them to go both ways. So I make sure, hey, don't even stick in my hair. That's funny. Callie, I don't really need to airbrush very often because I have to do things in mass quantities. Anyway, I got some going this way and some going this way. And then once I get my flowers on, I'm going to have them come out everywhere they can. So let me start. I have 3 flowers. I've got a pearlized one and a rose gold. I just want to set them to see. I think I'll do it like something like that. And I'm gonna just do that. I find glue sticks, it's so funny you say that, it's in your shoe. I find glue sticks everywhere, especially because my cats like to steal them and they run around with them like out their mouth. Like, haha, I got you, but. All right, so I'm gonna hold that flower down. And again, if you just are joining us, we had a base. This I used lace on, but a base to go over our comb if you're using metal or plastic or whatever. You're going to want to put a base on it because your flowers will stick to a fabric better than they'll stick to a metal. So once you have that secured, then you're able to make bigger things because you can secure them tightly on each other. All right. So it really depends. I always ask my brides, you know, what kind of hairstyle they're having, because not everybody's hair is conducive to a comb. Not everybody's hair is conducive to a bobby pin. So usually I just ask, you know, what the hairstyle is going to be and what kind of hair they have. But I tend to like these metal combs because they tend to stick in most hair types. And it gives me a lot of room, but I do have to make hair pins sometimes, you know, just like if it's braids and they just want the one little pinny things in them. So there are lots of times that I use those too. So I just gotta let it dry before I press up against it. So again, I went to where my things met in the center, and I start there. And in order to be able to push against it, you do gotta wait till it dries a little bit. Now I'm gonna put this last flower. I do use a ton of glue, guys. I don't just put a little drop on for these hair pieces because, first of all, if someone else is doing the hair, they're not always so gentle. Second of all, they're gonna be in hair, and if they move around and whip around, you do not want these things falling out. You can use the Gorilla hot glue. That's a little extra sticky. But if you don't want to use the Gorilla Glue, you can use regular glue, just use massive amounts of it. So it's so funny, Tracy, I actually have a mask and I was going to bring it up. Maybe I'll do that soon. I have a little masquerade mask and I was actually going to do it because I thought that would look cute together too. Okay, so now I've got my flowers in. I'm going to leave them for a second. I do have some hydrangea pieces that are black, and I'm gonna see if I can fit one of these suckers in, because why not, right? So let me see if I can fit this up in there. I'm just gonna go for it. Just gonna squeeze it together and just stick it on in. So you can go down as long as you can go down on the clip as long as you have it open enough to slide it down the hair. So a lot of people ask me that, like, how far can I go down in the front? And you can go pretty far down as long as the back is kind of open. Let me see if I can put another one of these in. Let me see. Maybe it's not necessary. Maybe I'm just trying to put too much on this. Alright. I'm not sure that's necessary, but I'm just going to stick it in there anyway. Alright. So I'm going to, these are little hydrangea pieces. It says the large hydrangea if you have any. We don't have anything in stock with the hydrangea pieces, but we will be getting hydrangeas soon. So save. If any of them ever fall off even, save them. Me too. I use them everywhere, Tracy. But stock up on hydrangeas when we get them, because you can use their little buds everywhere and anywhere. And I've got these little thingy-mabobs. I don't even know what they are, but they looked cool. I'm going to use these little pods. They're like little black pods. Again, we're making a fascinator, which is supposed to be a little more eccentric. It's not necessarily supposed to be like a normal everyday wear. So just go for it when it comes to playing around. I've never really planned anything out. I just kind of make it. But I am going to put some fun things on it to make it a little crazier. So I'm going to stick this guy coming out the top. These are the kind of things I like to do and have fun with because I get to just, I don't know, be a little different than the everyday. So I'm just going to hold it there, make sure that it's dry before I move anything. That's the only annoying thing, is waiting for it to dry. Then I'm gonna just take my back, like I'm going on the back, and I'm gonna put another feather from the back view. I'm just gonna load that up. And I don't even have to hit the bottom of the clip if I don't want to, because now I've got flowers and everything else on it that I can use what we've already built up. Again, I know this is wild and crazy, and it is not for everybody, but it's fun to be wild and crazy every so often. I'm not really like a wild and crazy person, so, you know, the few chances I get to. Just gonna put this behind. So now I'm gonna fill up a little bit in between the flowers. The glue webs definitely stick to the feathers more than they stick to real greenery, so you won't be fighting with them as much if you don't use feathers. But you could use greenery. Obviously you're going to do the same process if you're going to use greenery or not. Let me just see. I'm going to cut these guys down. Ooh, I've got feathers coming out everywhere. Alright, I'm going to put one there. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. I just kind of keep it balanced and fun. I don't like my clips to be super symmetrical, kind of like everything else I make. I like it to be a little asymmetrical. I'm just putting this on. And I'll show you how fun it's going to look in my hair. And again, this is not meant for, you know, obviously everyday wear. This is certainly supposed to just be kind of fun. Thanks for joining me late here night. I sometimes have some crazy busy days, but we wanted to come to you on our first day of the Black Friday sale just to keep you posted and updated on what's happening with everything. Alright. Just kind of spreading out my flowers here. You could totally do this for a Christmas ball. This is for a photo shoot for a 30th birthday. I don't like this guy here. I'll just pull him off if I don't like it. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to get this a little flatter. I might have to move my rose. Which again is not that easy once you've now glued it on like crazy, but I'm just going to flip him a little bit to face him a little bit forward. So even if I damage the side, it's okay. I'm just going to... You don't want to go too much on the side so that you don't see, you know, the pretty part of the flower. So that's why I'm moving them just a little bit. But you also don't want them all just flat and lined up either. You want to have some dimension. So it's trying to find that balance of dimension and it making sense. Okay. Now this guy fell off. So I turned him just to be a little bit out. That way I don't just see the side of a rose, because obviously the front of a flower is always going to be prettier than the side of a flower. So I just gotta wait for it to dry for a second before I add my last little feather bits. So I'm going to try to see if I can cut just the tip off of this and keep it. Can you think I can get it in the middle? Maybe I can do one of these guys. I'll just cut one of these off, because I want to put something in the middle, but I don't think the big fluffy thing is going to work. And again, you can just have fun with these things. I think the tips for you to really leave with are how to curl a flower that's been uncurled after the fact, and also the fact that you really need a base when you're creating these kind of pieces in order to make them big and wild and crazy and all that. All right, I'm gonna cut one more feather and see where I can stick it. All right. I'm just kind of layering. And then I'll show you what it looks like in the hair. Again, this is a fascinator, which again is a little bit more eccentric than just a regular comb. Feathers are not so easy to work with sometimes when it comes to glue sticks, but we got it. Okay, so I know that it looks maybe crazy, especially on your lighting and your screen, but let me just try to stick it in my hair so you can kind of see. Again, you don't have to go wild and crazy to make something like this. You can just make a regular hair comb with the same process that I did with this. One of these little petals I just want to tuck in. So sometimes when the roses uncurl on the inside, I just use a little wire and I tuck those crazy pieces in. Okay. All right, let's see how it looks. I'm gonna try to do this on screen. Okay. So, let me see. Oh, is this guy a little loose? Hold on, I gotta glue him in. He's a little bit loose. 1 second. Let me hold him on before I try to stick him in my hair. Okay. All right, ready? Here goes nothing. Oh, it's not really in the screen now. Hold on, let me get it in and then I'll turn my head. Okay. So, it's hard for me to show it to you. But, can you see it? My hair almost matches these feathers, so. Again, fascinators are supposed to be this big thing on the side of your head, so it's what I'm trying to do here. But, it's very hard for me to show it to you. Can't get it like, this hydrangea piece is giving me agita. Hold on. That hydrangea piece was fighting me. It's super cute. Let me just fix this little piece here and say goodbye to the hydrangea piece because it's fighting me in this spot. I think it doesn't really fit in that spot. So let me just hold that in there, let that dry. Let me try it again. let me try to get it in there just to show you. Okay. Let me tuck a little piece of feather. So also, if you have the middle of a feather, let me show you how to do this. A middle of the feather, you can trim it down to be like a normal feather and just come at a point, and then you have like an actual feather, just so you know if it ever happens where you're wanting like a little piece like that. I don't need something like that, but I was just showing you like if you have like another kind of, you know, like a real feather. But I just want fluff, so I'm just gonna cut some fluff here. I actually have a dummy head. I do have one actually. That probably would have worked better, huh? Look at all these feathers just falling apart on me. Like, all the little pieces are like haunting me. Okay. Just gonna stick that in there. Okay, ready? Let's try this again where you can see it. Maybe if I move back. Let's try it. Okay. I'm gonna just again, if you had one that wasn't so, oh, what's that? Hold on. Hold on. It drug all of the other, it dragged it all like, how many feathers are? Oh yeah, these feather pieces, no, I'm gonna dump them right into the garbage can. Okay, there we go. Back to normal again. All right, let's try it one more time, and then you're just gonna have to take my word for it that it's cute. Okay. So I like it to come a little bit in front of the face. All right. A lot of people wear them even, these guys, like right by the ear, the fascinators, like right by the ear. I have to put a ponytail holder to stick it in there. Yeah. So I know that it's not easy to show it to you because I don't have like a, I don't have a mirror to put it on right, but I promise you it's cute when you put it in right. It's not on this side. All right, just take my word for it, I promise. I'll take a picture of myself and post it in the group with it in my hair for real, with like a mirror and not just my camera. Because I promise it's super cute. Yeah, like you could totally, it's just, it's hard for me to, let's see. It's hard for me to do it on my own with a camera. Whatever. You'll understand. I promise. It looks cute when I do it right. So let me show it to you up close though on the clip for anyone to see. This is the back of it. So do you see how high the stuff comes? Because you're just building against itself. So your first pieces that get glued to that fabric-y part, you know, that will hold everything, and then you just keep building. So if you can see, the comb is down here, but everything is built all the way up there. And then that's the front with some metallic sun feathers and all that fun stuff. So I'll take a picture of myself with it when I actually have the bathroom to put it on. But it is cute, I promise. Now look at me, I got feathers everywhere. Anyway. We're done with our tutorial for the night, and I'll post a picture in the group with it actually on in the right way. And then we will be having the sale again till Thursday. It's our Black Friday sale, so it's up to 80% off. There are things that are 80% off on our website. It includes all of our flowers and our fillers. So go grab what you can while it's on sale, and then anything that we restock, we will have sales then too, so don't stress out about that if you need to wait for flowers too. But there are still some really good flowers on our website, and you can save a lot of money right now, so do that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna immediately throw the feathers out, so we're good. All right, I'm gonna take a picture with it looking normal, not crazy. I feel like I look like a crazy lady on here. But I had fun. I hope you had fun. Again, you can replace feathers with greenery. It'll be the same process of doing something fun on a clip as I did with feathers and stuff, and you can make yours a little more normal, but this was supposed to just be kind of wild and crazy. So that is it. All right, guys, have a good night.